So I added my fantasy team into Madden 22. I'm going to put my team through a full regular season and see how good they actually are. Will I make the playoffs? Can I win the Super Bowl? Stick around and find out. Yesterday, my fantasy league had its draft. So what I'm going to be doing for this video is basically transfer my fantasy team into Madden. Everything's pretty upfront, like I'll have all my running backs, wide receivers, quarterbacks, etc. But it gets tricky when I have to deal with the offensive line, because you can't draft an offensive line in fantasy. What I did to get around this is that I just added the offensive line from the starting QB's team. So yeah, let's meet the team. So this is going to be the team. It is going to be the Los Angeles Rams. So if we go over to quarterback, Matthew Stafford and Joe Burrow. Now over to the running backs, I have Saquon Barkley, Josh Jacobs, Melvin Gordon, and then I have Alexander Madison. I couldn't get Cam Akers off this squad because he was injured at the time, but I'll go ahead and do it right now. So now we go over to the wide receivers, and we have Keenan Allen, Adam Thielen, Tyler Boyd, Devontae Smith, and Marquise Callaway. Now for tight ends, we have Jonnu Smith and Kyle Pitts, which Kyle Pitts is going to be the starting tight end, so don't worry. And like I said, for the offensive line, we're just going to use the starting quarterback's O-line. And then for my defense, I picked up the New England Patriots. As we can see, I have everyone on the squad. Matthew Judon, Dante Hightower, Kyle Van Noy, Stephon Gilmore, JC Jackson, Jonathan Jones, and just the whole run of the mill. And then finally, for my kicker, I have Harrison Butker. Okay, so we got our first game against Chicago, and I'm thinking I'm going to sim these 3 games, and then I'm going to sim to the midway point of the season. So let's go ahead and check out week 1, see what my fantasy team can do. All right, so we're 0-1 week 1. We lost 38-23. It's not really a good start for us. Let's go ahead and check these stats. So Matthew Stafford, 227 yards, 19 for 40, 1 touchdown and 2 interceptions. Okay, let's take a look at the rushing stats. So Saquon Barkley, 16 attempts, only 54 yards, but he had 2 touchdowns. All right, I can live with that. Keenan Allen had his usual game, 8 receptions, 78 yards. Kyle Pitts, 5 receptions for 58 yards. Other than that, oh my gosh, Adam Thielen, 2 receptions for 8 yards and a touchdown. All right, you know what? That was week 1. We're 0-1. It's fine. They got to get their chemistry together. You know, we'll pick up a dub right here. And there you go, back on track, 40-35. I have a feeling this defense is not really that good. All right, so Matthew Stafford, actually, he had a better game than last game. He had 3 touchdowns, only 1 more interception. Saquon definitely picked it up, 36 carries for 140 and 3 TDs already. Josh Jacobs also got that TD. And then we go to receiving, and Saquon Barkley actually leads our receiving as well. 163 yards and a tutty, so hopefully this translates over to real life. Anyways, let's get into week 2 against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And we are 1-2. We lost 31-28. You know what? The Buccaneers are a good team, and we only lost by 3. Definitely going to pick it up later on in the season. So Matthew Stafford, through the first 3 games, 825 yards, 7 touchdowns, 4 interceptions. Then we got Saquon Barkley, 57 rush attempts, 228 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And then Keenan Allen takes back the number 1 spot at 18 receptions, 220 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Adam Thielen's down here. He's getting 82 yards and 3 touchdowns. And Kyle Pitts has yet to catch a touchdown. All right, that's interesting. Let's take a look and see how the defense is doing. How many sacks we have? All right, only 4 combined sacks through 3 games. It's kind of concerning. Interceptions, we got 3 interceptions. All right, Kyle Van Noy, Devin McCourty, and Stephon Gilmore. All right, so we're 1-2 through 3 games. My fantasy team is looking a little shaky right now. I'm gonna sim to the midway point, and let's see if we can pick it up. All right, we're here to the midway point, and it's looking pretty good actually. 4-3. We were 1-2 if you remember. So that means we went 3-1 on this stretch. So we've definitely picked it up since the beginning of the year. Now, if we go over the season stats, we have Matthew Stafford, who's thrown for 1,800 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 5 interceptions. So Matthew Stafford's gone on a tear, guys. Then we get to the rushing, and Saquon Barkley and Josh Jacobs are both doing some damage. 10 touchdowns combined with both of the players. Head over to receiving, and Kyle Pitts has definitely picked it up. He's leading the team, actually. This kind of surprised me. 489 yards, almost 500, and he's gotten 3 TDs. And we can see Adam Thielen, 5 touchdowns, 208 yards. Now he's been leading the team in receiving touchdowns all year, so I'm going to expect him to finish out the year leading the squad. Now if we go over to team stats, we're actually the 6th ranked offense in the league. We have 17 passing touchdowns and 10 rushing. And then we go over to our defense, and that's actually like middle of the pack. We're like 16th right now, but I'll take it if we can continue to hover around this middle of the range pack and have a top 10 offense. I feel like we can make some noise. All right, but anyways, I'm going to go ahead and sim to the end of the season. So guys, we unfortunately did not make the playoffs. We finished the year 7-10. So we literally got smoked the second half of the season. You know, I was hoping to make the playoffs, but I guess we'll go look at the stats. So Matthew Stafford ultimately finished with 4,000 yards, 32 touchdowns, and 11 interceptions. We head over to rushing. I like this right here. 1,500 yards from Saquon Barkley and 13 rushing touchdowns. Hopefully this can translate over to real life. And then we got Josh Jacobs as a backup 450 yards rushing, and 7 touchdowns. See, I like the touchdowns being high. Then we go over to receiving. We had no 1,000-yard receivers, but Kyle Pitts was the closest with 913 yards receiving and 5 touchdowns. And we actually have a tie with Tyler Boyd and Adam Thielen both having 9 receiving touchdowns, both leading the team. So offensively, we actually finished 13th in the league at around 7,600 yards, 32 passing touchdowns, and 24 rushing touchdowns. We averaged 25.8 points a game. If we go over to our defense, we were actually 17th in the league. Let's go see if we won any awards though. Did we have anyone in the MVP race? No, we did not. All right, we're gonna go over to the NFC Offensive Player of the Year. I see Saquon Barkley at 6. That's what I like to see. Oh, and Matthew Stafford also at 9. And right here we have Kyle Pitts 3rd for Offensive Rookie of the Year. Well, guys, that's gonna do it. We went 7-10. I was kind of hoping to make the playoffs, but unfortunately we did not. So if you guys enjoyed this, then consider subscribing. I would appreciate it, and I had fun making this video. Anyways, that being said, have a good day and see you guys in the next one. Peace.